Hey everybody, welcome to week 1 of our April 2021 curriculum. This video is for Monday, Tuesday class plan, and before we get going on the lesson, I would like you to get your body warmed up. So start out with some jumping jacks and then 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 pivot front ups. That's where you swing your back leg up 10 times, switch your feet, swing the other back leg up 10 times, and then finish with 30 seconds of mountain climbers or holding a plank, something to get your body moving and going. All right, so get yourself warmed up and we'll get going. Ready, set, go. Okay, guys, so first thing we're going to go over today is a pivot knee strike. Okay, pivot means back leg. So when I'm in my ready stance, I'm going to be using this back leg. Now a knee strike means that instead of kicking with my foot, right, the bottom of my foot or my shin, like on a pivot rising front kick, I'm going to be striking with my knee. So that means when I pick my leg up, I'm going to leave my foot back and just drive the knee forward for the contact. Okay, so it looks like this. No. One more time. No. Okay, so from the side, if I'm using my back leg, just so you can get a good look at how my back leg stays back, or my back foot stays back as I strike with the front of my knee. Okay, and I don't just want to pick up my foot and stick my knee out there. I need to have some power with this, right? Because this is a self-defense move. Usually if you're using a knee strike like this, it means they're standing really close to you. Maybe they're even trying to grab onto you from the front, okay? And this knee strike can hit anywhere. It can hit up under in the groin, or it can hit in the front, or kind of even in the belly, depending on how big and tall they are, okay? But if you're gonna use the knee strike, you gotta strike hard. And the way we get that power is from driving the hips into the strike, and we kind of lean our chest back a little bit. Okay, here's what that looks like. No. Okay, notice as I drive the knee up, my hips lean forward as my chest leans back, so that I'm not just going like this and having just this little tiny bit of power from these muscles here. These are pretty big muscles, some of the biggest muscles in your body, but if alone, it's not going to have much power. When you can add the weight of your body driving with it, boom, then it's going to have a lot more power to it. Also, the other thing I want you to do is don't just throw your knee and then pull it back. I want you to be driving forward, no, so that you end up taking a step forward with it. All right, now you got to be careful that you don't just turn it into a step. It's drive the knee and then just land forward as you come down. Okay, so that pivot knee strike with the back leg, pivot means back leg, driving the knee up, no, and forward. It's important that you keep the foot tucked back or else it turns into some kind of a kick, right? So you have to be squeezing that foot back, no, as you drive the knee forward. If you let the foot swing, no, well then it becomes kind of a weird kick and you lose power going to the top of your knee for that maximum contact. Okay, so try to tuck that foot back and then step forward. So here's what I want you to do. If you have a partner or a helper who can hold something for you, whether it's a pillow or if you guys have some of those square punching mitts, you can use those as a target, okay? Or either way, you want to be holding it out. So if your helper is holding a pillow out, they want to hold it from the sides and hold it out here, okay? Straight arms and away from the body, because if you hold it in close, you might end up taking it, or if they miss, they might hit you, right? Same thing goes if you have the hand mitts. Hold it out here like this for them to target with their knee. Plenty of distance between you and their strike, so that if they miss or if they hit really hard and you aren't expecting it, you don't eat it, okay? All right, and then what I want you to do is I want you to do 10 really hard pivot knee strikes on each side, making sure you keep that foot back and then land forward, and then just reset and strike, and reset, strike, boom, like that, doing your pivot knee strikes, 10 on each side, using that voice, keeping those hands up. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next thing we're gonna work on today is a horizontal elbow strike. Horizontal, think the word horizon, straight line going across. And so that is the plane that our elbow is going to be striking on, okay? It's not a swing back and forth, and it's not coming up or down or anything like that. All it is your elbow sticking straight out, and you move your whole body forward with just a little twist in the hips at the end, okay? So here's what that horizontal elbow looks like, starting from your ready stance. It looks like this. No. And one more time. No. Okay? So notice the first thing I'm doing is moving my body in. We call that a burst. Okay? And the way a burst works is in your ready stance, if you got your right side back, you're going to be pushing off your back leg and landing on your front leg. Okay? Now, a lot of kids think it's a step like this, but that's not what it is. Your back leg stays back. I want you to say that to yourself. Back leg stays back. Okay, so when you're in your ready stance, a burst pushes off the back leg stays back as you land with more of your weight on your front leg. Okay, so again, the burst is pushing off the back leg, landing on the front leg. So my stance doesn't change. I just am moving forward in my stance. Okay, now the elbow is really easy. All you got to do is stick your elbow out right here. You don't have to bring it back. You don't need to swing it around. You just stick your elbow out and you burst in, and as you land, then you twist your body to bring it around, okay? So it's not bring your elbow back and swing around like this, right? Keep that hand in nice and tight, your elbow up nice and high, and you're just gonna burst in, so push off that back foot, and you land with a twisting motion, okay? So it's my whole body that's moving, not just going like this, but my elbow doesn't move and my whole body twists to bring it forward, okay? So again, it's ready stance, bring your hand up right here and then burst in and twist right at the end there, okay? From the other side, just seeing it from the side, I have my elbow up nice and high and I burst in and my whole body twists to bring the elbow forward to the front. The idea is you are striking with this surface of the elbow, okay? This surface of the elbow driving into their face or even their neck, okay? And coming, hitting, you could even get them in the nose, anywhere in the face, right? But it's this front side of the elbow, okay? We don't want to have our hand up like this because then we're hitting with a soft spot and you have some nerves in there that could get damaged, okay? So that hand is in front of the arm so that this bone is what's making the contact. So one more time, hands up, burst in and twist right at the end, okay? So what I want you to do after you've gotten it down, kind of slow motion, right? Hands up, elbow in, burst and twist, back leg stays back, okay? What I want you to do is practice on both sides. Again, if you have a helper with a mitt who can hold it out and away from the body, okay? And you're going to start in your ready stance just close enough. You got to be close to do an elbow because if they're really far away, it makes it hard. And the idea is you're not reaching out with the elbow, but you are moving in and getting your body close enough to make that strike, right? So if they're holding that mitt out, you should be standing just close enough that you could touch the mitt with your forward hand, okay? Then you bring that elbow up. Imagine the mitt is right here where my front hand is. And you burst in and you hit the mitt with that back hand, okay? With that reverse arm, okay? So 10 times on each side, bursting in, hitting the target. Have some fun with that. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next thing we're going to be going over today are outside outside blocks. Last month we learned inside blocks for when a punch is coming straight down the middle and you hit it with the pinky side of your hand coming across like this, and we did it with a step and shift. Okay, this month we are learning outside blocks. Today we're going to start with just practicing the arm movement, and then later on in the month we're going to add some shifting to that as well. Okay, just like we did shifting with our inside block, then we will shift with our outside block. It's pretty fun, but today I just want you to practice the arm movement, okay? So a good outside block starts from having your hands in the proper position. If they're down too low, in too close, out too far, that makes it hard to have an effective outside block. So you want to make sure your hands are up at face level, a slight bend in the elbow, as you can see here. I don't have them too close, I don't have them too far, and I don't have them too low or too high, right at the same level as your face. Now the idea is with an outside block, they've tried coming down the middle and you've been able to inside block that away. So now they're going to try and swing around the outside of your hands. We call that a hook punch, trying to get you on the outside of your face, boom, like that. And so you want to block it before it gets to your face. And here's how an outside block works. You make that fist, and now you turn. It's the opposite movement of an inside block. So now you're hitting with the thumb side of your hand. Turn your hand, look at your fingers, and then snap it to the outside. Okay? So again, it's make a fist, turn, pop it out. And really, that's as far as it needs to go. It's easy to get excited and get all worried about getting hit and going like this, wow, but then that leaves you wide open in case you missed it, or they're faster than you are and now they're ready to punch you again while you've still got your arm way back here, right? So remember, we've learned about the rectangle of protection. We want all our blocks to stay within this rectangle. So that means we block right out to the edge of that rectangle and then come right back in. So it's fist, turn, snap it out. And other hand, fist, turn, snap it out. It's a really small movement so that when you do it all quickly, it stays nice and tight. Always keeping those hands up so you're ready, whether they're coming down the middle or coming around the outside. You want to be ready for outside blocks or inside block if they think they're quick enough to get down the middle. All right, so helpers, here's what I want you to do. Stand in front of them. They've got their hands up. You've got your hands up. Only helper, you can make fists because you are going to slowly punch out and around their hands. You would be aiming for the corner of the jaw. They don't actually hit them. And in fact, scoot back an inch or two so that your hand, if they do miss, your hand does not actually make contact with their face, okay? But it's slow punches coming around the outside like this, okay? Swinging around their hands. If their hands are not in the right spot, then it's hard to do the proper punch. And so we want to make sure they're practicing keeping their hands right here so that as you swing that punch to the outside, they can pop out and block it. So the purpose is forearm to forearm. The block happens forearm to forearm. It is not, they're not hitting you with their fist, okay? It's forearm to forearm. They reach out and they hit your arm with their arm, okay? So outside blocks, okay? Spend about 30 seconds or so practicing outside blocks with a helper giving you some nice slow punches coming around the outside like that. All right? Have some fun with those outside blocks. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, with it being April, perseverance is our word, and we're going to get to that in just a second here. But I want us to finish every class with 1 minute of perseverance. Perseverance means not quitting when it's hard or you make a mistake. And so our 1 minute of perseverance today is going to be holding that straddle stance we learned last month and holding it for an entire minute with good form, weight in your heels, chest up tall, hands out. Don't put them on your legs. I know you can all do it for at least 1 minute because you guys did a great job test day a couple weeks ago holding that straddle stance. So 1 minute of perseverance practicing your straddle stance. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so we've got a new word this month. Our word is perseverance. Not quitting even when it's hard or you make a mistake. We all mess up. We all have hard things we have to try. and get done or accomplish. And just like this panda bear here reaching the finish line of the race he was running, we are always going to try and reach the finish line that we are aiming for. Okay, so 5 ways to show perseverance. 1, learning to set goals and achieve them. 2, trying and trying again until I succeed. Number 3, learning from my mistakes and not repeating them. Number 4, not complaining when things don't go my way. And number 5, following through with my commitments. All right, and so we've got this really great Bible verse from the book of Romans. The Apostle Paul wrote this in letters to the Romans. It goes, we also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. Romans 5, 3 through 4. This is a really great verse that can give us hope and encouragement when we are facing something difficult or we've made a mistake and we want to give up and quit. So I really look forward to teaching this with you guys. Remember, you can get a hold of this by going to our website, shepherdwarriormartialarts.com, going to the members drop down tab, and there should be an option for character trait sheets. Click on that, scroll all the way down to the bottom of that page. That's where the juniors character trait sheets are. You can download it, print it, save it to your devices so that you can study as much as you can, because whose job is it to remember to study? It is your job to remember to study. So make sure that you remember to ask your parents to print this off for you. And once they have done that, then it's your job to ask for help studying. It's your job to remember to spend some time studying. If your parents are really nice and they have the time, and they happen to remember, hey, you need to have your sheet. You need to study your sheet. Make sure you go, oh, yeah, thanks so much for helping me remember. Because it is your job. It's not your parents' job. So make sure you spend time studying your sheet so you're ready for test day at the end of the month. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks.